We have some brand new Ghost of Yotei drama. I know, right? The game that probably has more conversation around its sales and around the meta than the actual game itself, because when it dropped a couple months back, like all of the reviews were like, yeah, it's pretty good. There's some cringe shit in it, but it's fine. But the way that the Sony ponies want to go ahead and hold this up is, oh, look at this. Oh, chuds, you got owned on that. Oh my god, look at the sales numbers. And it's like, okay, can we compare it to Tsushima? No, we can't do that because it's not fair, because, oh, there's a bigger install base on the PS4, and they'll just go ahead and run out all of these different arguments. It's like the flip reverse side. It's the other head of the coin to the James Gunn suck-offs when you're talking about Superman. Oh, you take a look at the domestic, and then, oh yeah, if you factor in all the merch sales, then it's actually like a super profitable movie. Like, yeah, okay, sure, pal. But yes, according to Grums, okay, the man himself who completely bullseyed the sales data for the first month is running it back for the second month, and well, he's got a bit of a track record here. Let's see if he can keep the streak alive. And he has some updated info on Ghost of Yotei sales after Black Friday. I think it was on sale. It probably had like a 10 or 20% discount. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't really paying attention because I'm not going to buy this game. I just find the conversation around it to be very interesting. The good news, Yotei has sold over 4 million units, which, yeah, probably places it as one of the best-selling games of the year, full stop. But the bad news, it's underselling Tsushima by 20%. Ooh. Reminder, I was dead on accurate with my sources' numbers, proven 100% correct before. I trust these numbers. And yeah, until he gives me a reason not to trust him, I'll go ahead and take him at his word right now. But of course, it is Grums, it is a day that ends in Y, so of course he has his detractors, and for whatever reason, these fucking idiots can't do math right because they're using this as an example as the, oh, Grums is wrong, he can't do math. Well, okay, Ghost of Tsushima sales exceed 5 million units in just 4 months. Oh, see, that's a wider time range. And it sold more copies. That means that Yotei is more successful because it got to 4 million faster. It's like, number one, how do you know that? And number two, if Yotei is not following a similar trajectory to Tsushima, say it's probably fallen off about 20% by the time that 4 months rolls around, it's not going to hit 5 million. Because at this point in time, I would say a lion's share of the sales have probably already been captured, unless there's like just a real killer DLC to come around. Probably not going to have another million sale month. But yeah, man, normally you gauge the success of a sequel in comparison to how its predecessor did, and well, Ghost of Yotei is falling behind Ghost of Tsushima because it's just an inferior game. It's good, it's fine from everything that I hear. Some of the story beats look to be incredibly cringe, but the gameplay, the graphics, if you care about that shit, well, hey man, they look to be top tier. And if you can get past some of the controversy, you might be rewarded with a worthwhile experience. But there are some people whose controversy led to these issues, led to these concerns in regards to the sales numbers, seeing how well it would perform. And one of those individuals, Drew Harrison, the fired Sucker Punch developer Drew Harrison, says that a harassment campaign, not tasteless Charlie Kirk joke, cost her job. Well, okay there, Brainwave. Why would there be a harassment campaign if it wasn't for posts on social media? This is not a chicken and the egg type situation. You're just too stupid to figure out the stork didn't actually drop you off at your parents' doorstep. Draw Harrison, sure. The Sucker Punch developer fired for comments made about the murder of Charlie Kirk is speaking out. In the 2 months since her firing, Harrison has had time to reflect on what caused Sucker Punch to let her go from her dream job. Now, in an interview with gaming journalist and a full-time waitress Alyssa Mercante, Jesus Christ, she says Sucker Punch fired her because of a harassment campaign led by what Mercante calls a seething online mass of American alt-right. Fuck, are we still running with that whole alt-right thing? Well, I guess if you're an OnlyFans whore, you're probably not too dissimilar to Kim Kardashian with reduced brain activity. Man, that shit was too funny. But anyways, just hours after, yes, Kirk's assassination, let's run back the backstory here. Harrison went on Blue Sky to say, I hope the shooter's name is Mario, so we know that Luigi knows bro's got his back. The remark was in reference to Luigi Mangione. Yes, the suspect in the December 20... Wow, that's a year ago now, huh? 2024 shooting of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. What is now being called an off-color joke ignited a firestorm online. Well, yeah, that first one, that was a joke, but then doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, that probably led to you losing your job. Just saying. Directed, yes, at both her and Sucker Punch. But Harrison said she brushed it off. Sure, because you were fired in like less than 24 hours there, silly. I just thought, I'm their entertainment for the day, Harrison told Mercante. I assumed it was going to go how it always has. Nobody cares about what they say because they literally only harass for the fun of it. Next morning, she brought homemade baked goods to the office. Right, yeah, I didn't care about it, but instead I decided to bake for the first time in my fucking life. I wonder how much cat hair were in those cookies. Ugh. I made the worst people on the internet mad, she said in a private group chat. As an apology, there are banana muffins in the kitchen. We're like, no, we don't want box wine and banana muffins. We're fine. That's great. It seems Harrison underestimated how much people cared about what they had to say. Yeah, your potential audience, because there were a lot of people willing to give this game the benefit of the doubt, but your comments right there was the straw that broke the camel's back, saying, nah man, I gotta walk away from this. I gotta wash my hands of this. There's no coming back. Dreamer Asmongold and former Blizzard game executive Mark Kern, yes, Grums himself, put out a call for the firing of any game developers mocking Kirk's death. Sony and Sucker Punch, readying the launch of their highly anticipated Ghost of Yotei, were facing a growing crisis, one that I don't think that they've even addressed, right? That afternoon, Sucker Punch leadership released the memo due to social media posts by one of our team members. Many corners of our studio and Sony organization are having to manage a developing situation, the message read. We may have to pause a trailer release, and there will be some significant amount of work created now to ensure that that we keep the spotlight on the fantastic game we've all created. Please be mindful of how you represent yourself online. Shortly after, Harrison received a video call from Sony Human Resources and was let go. But after Sucker Punch and Sony fired her, Harrison remained defiant. If I stand up against fascism and it cost me my dream job I've held for 10 years, I would do it again 100% stronger, she posted on Blue Sky. In the heat of the moment, she implied that she hadn't made enough color joke and then had taken a moral stand for which she was being unjustly punished. But you didn't think you were doing anything that required punishment to begin with, so what's your stance there, silly? Sucker Punch studio head Brian Fleming framed it differently. A week later, he told GameFile, probably not the only file that are we're aligned as a studio that's celebrating or making light of someone's murder is a deal breaker for us, and we condemn that, and condemn that kind of in no uncertain terms. That's oddly written. Anyways, Sony's social media policy includes think before you post, consider the impact of your words, and be civil. Yes. In so much as I am somebody who is like, go ahead and post whatever you want, this is the world that freaks like Drew Harrison set up. So yeah, you want to impose the rules, you gotta play by them yourself. Harrison admits that her first remark may have been in violation of that policy, but notes neither Sony nor Sucker Punch ever asked her to delete the post, which she says she would have done. Oh, really? You're so steadfast. What was that quote again? Okay, if I could go ahead. Okay, if standing up against fascism is what cost me my dream job I held for 10 years, I would do it again 100 times stronger. But I would have deleted the post if they would have asked me for it. Sure. What a fucking stooge. I would have worked with I would have worked with PR to write an apology. It feels like nobody investigated the harassment me and my coworkers were receiving, probably because there was, once again, nothing to investigate. So yeah, man, it really was idiots like this who, prior to her outburst, like, the game was being looked upon with skeptical eyes. It's like, oh my god, we're putting a chick in the place of a beloved and well-established male character. Okay, you take a look at the dev team and it looks significantly different than the group that worked on Tsushima back in 2020 and before. It's like, okay, but Sucker Punch does have a track record of delivering, so trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then when this happened, yeah, trailers were getting ratioed. They skipped out on Twitter posting, I think that trailer right there, the 1000 Blades trailer, for several hours after the fact. I'm sure that was just a hiccup, right? Just a little glitch in the system. But she really was the instigator for a lot of the controversy, and honestly, probably led to the reason why Yotei isn't performing as well as Tsushima is. And so with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.